Alright, what's up folks? This is my 2017 Street Bob Harley Davidson, 103 cubic inches, which translates to about 1,690, I believe. Not sure what the weightage is. Probably put it in the description later on. Made some changes, forward controls, added a pillion seat, pillion pegs, and of course the luggage rack, a low pillion seat, backrest. No other changes. Probably thinking about getting aftermarket parts, putting on my camera. Sorry, I'm doing this with my Center 10C and of course my GoPro Hero 4 session in the front. Okay, wait for it to cycle up. Let's start this guy up. Nice. Okay, so what's this going to be about today is basically just me riding around and getting a feel of my bike. This is the first time I'm recording it since I got it, and I think it's worthwhile doing, giving my impressions of the ride since I've gotten back my Class 2. That's another story. And I've ridden a Duke and a S400X since, and this is a little bit of a different feel to the bike. I'm going to do a little short ride today, going all the way to the airport, doing a little U-turn and coming back. Now this is normally the usual route I take, going to work, and it's also the usual, one of the only ways that you can take to the airport, meaning that I'll be taking TPE straight through all the way. When I do go to work, it is basically exiting Jalan Halus and going to the KBE. Hopefully it's not a lot of traffic today. So that I can have a smooth ride and basically keep to the speed limit and have a good general feel of the bike. Not sure what the wind noise is like. And hopefully the tunes that I'm putting on doesn't come over the microphone. Oh, okay. Not sure why this guy does this. Surprised with the wind noise though from the helmet. I'm using a full face today. Normally I'll probably use the Bell Custom 500, which is a Harley Davidson one. But today I'm using the AGV AX08. Because I was hoping that this would bring down the wind noise. I'm not sure how it really is, the noise cancelling on the Senna. I'm using a Senna 10C. This is the one with the camera, and I don't know, it seems alright. The quality is pretty good, but you know, at the end of the day, it's just like in any video, you would probably do a lot of post-production in on the computer. I use a Mac, so what I'll do is use Final Cut Pro and do most of the editing there, and see how it turns out. Right, so the purpose of this vlog, if you want to call it, my first attempt really, is to get my impressions on my bike, right? I got this on February 3rd. I picked it up, that is, but I bought it a couple of months before, prior to my traffic police class 2 test. I know a lot of people will be thinking that that's taking a risk, you know, what if you fail, blah blah blah, and you end up having to pay the installments and what have you before even getting it. But I was hopeful, something to go for, and I think Harley Davidson gave me a really good deal. A little shout out to Sofian from Harley Davidson Singapore for getting me this bike, or helping me get this bike. I think he really is an excellent guy, and it really helped me out a lot. Shout out to Gerald for all the parts and all the help he's given me as well. And of course Emmeline, who's the one that was there when I picked up the bike and helped me go through the bike and get all my thingamabobs and all my other stuff to pick up and walk me through, and I think she's great as well. These are two people that you look for when you go to HDS to look for a Harley. Emmeline and Sofian, and for parts, Gerald, of course. Don't turn red, don't turn red, don't turn red. A little bit of a wide turn there. This is the Seletar West Link. The good thing about this particular road again is that there isn't a lot of traffic most times. Secondly, it gives you the option that you can either take the TPE or CTE, and in this case today I'll be going by the TPE. Probably talk a little bit more about my bike and when I have a longer stretch of road and I don't have to concentrate too much on traffic. Surprisingly, quite a number of cars on the road today. Well, it's a really good day to ride today. Sunny. Yesterday at this time was, I don't know, was raining for a while, which kind of sucks. I mean, I have a raincoat, but I wasn't prepared to ride in the rain. Not just yet, anyway. So this is the exit. On the right hand side you'll be going to the CTE, as you can see over there, and then here is the exit to the TPE. Couple of things to note if you're exiting from Yishun. Is that on the highway, just at the exit, there's a speed camera warning. Okay, not that they have a speed camera there, but normally when there's an enforcement action, there's someone on the bridge. So speed limit there is 90. So just watch your speed coming out here. Make sure that you're not over 90. And then watch for the guy on the bridge. Yeah, so let me see if I can filter out so you can see the speed warning sign. It's coming up here on the right. there, right? 90 speed camera police zone. So if the guy's on this particular bridge here, he will be facing the other way, most likely than not, to catch speeding on the other side. And the bridge that you see we are coming up to now is the one that they'll be facing either forward or the other direction to catch speeders. Okay, so I've been riding for more than 20 years. Been a good boy for most of the time, but I think 3+ years ago I made a mistake of drinking and riding. On the way home there was a roadblock, got stopped, of course failed the breathalyzer test, and what happened was that invariably I lost my license, right? So remember, boys and girls, don't drink and drive. That's a lesson in itself. It was excruciating 3 years to get back to the bike that I was happy with, the Harley. Now in my life I've ridden 3 Harleys prior to this, 2 Sportsters and AA3R, a 48. I've ridden a Softail, which was the Crossbones, which was kind of a Springer with a bobber seat and so forth. Pretty good bike. And this is the 4th bike, which is a Dyna. Now about this bike, I know that when I had my Crossbones, it was a Mini Ape, and it wasn't too high. When I first sat on this bike, I thought the Mini Apes would, I don't know, seem like really a bit too high and uncomfortable. But now that I've been riding the bike, I realize that I'm not going to change this. Even if I change it maybe to a T-bar, maybe, or they have another one that is of similar height, 14 inches, just to change the looks a little bit. But I'm quite happy with the setup. Oh yeah, the other thing I added was the grips, which was a 1.6 diameter Harley Davidson Willie G Skull. And you know, the thicker the grips, the more comfortable it is. Wow, again, surprising that there's so much traffic here. Yeah, one, you know, in talking just now, I missed out another potential speed warning area, which is further back. Now, if I was going to work, I'll take the KPE, which is on the left hand side, as you can see here, and that's Lorong Halus, exit to KPE. Normally in the mornings, pretty heavy traffic. This is the main shopping area in a sense. If you want to buy furniture and stuff in the Pasir Ris area, or the Tampines area actually, IKEA and Courts, can't really miss it. It's a really big difference riding this bike with mid controls and forward controls. Excuse me. The Street Bob originally comes with mid controls. I felt that, well, I'm not too tall, and 1.78, which equates to about 5 feet 11. Sometimes I clock at 1.8, which is almost 6. You know, it really is cramped. Your leg position is 90 degrees. Maybe short distances in Singapore is fine. Long distances, I think it's going to be an issue. But I think even riding in Singapore, this is a perfect position. Right? See, nice. Forward. I'm still not fully stretched out, so pretty good. Right? No strain on my leg. So when I do longer distances, it should be so much better. I know people like to put a highway bar, but I don't know, it distracts from the look. I would like to put a crash bar on this, but not sure what the look is going to be like. But it's nice to see suddenly freedom in the traffic, so I can really stretch this guy out a little bit. What a great day to ride. I think another good spot in Singapore, normally the bikers would go to, would be Changi Village, which you could take this exit here. I would think, yes, no, the one before. To get to Changi Village, it's a great spot, nice places to eat. I think most bikers hang out there because parking isn't an issue. When you think about it, Singapore isn't very large. Round trip from my place to the airport, I don't know, easily 40 click. Short ride. One of the things I'm nervous about getting to the airport is that people here tend to be in a rush. I don't know why. Whether it's a car or a taxi, they don't check their blind spots. I had a car come out in front of me. For no reason, no signaling, nothing. And there was no cars in front of me as well. I think it's a really stupid thing to do. And I think they really don't seem to care for the lives of the bikes or other cars for that matter. I don't know. I don't understand why they do this kind of thing, you know what I mean? We're heading towards, we're almost at the airport now. What I'm going to do is go up the departure ramp and come down again and then head back home. So I saw the marking on the road for Terminal 2. That's where I'm heading towards. A little bit quiet now because I have to pay attention to the road signs a little because I got to hit to the Terminal 2 departure. It's to be expected, lots of traffic because for whatever reason everybody's going to the airport, right? Whether it's just to eat or get away or literally getting away. A little bit of a tight bend here. One more tight bend. And so this is Terminal 2. Really looks great. I think it's the best route to take. So we're coming down the ramp and then heading back to the TPE back home. I don't know if I remember setting the odometer to 0 so that I can see what is the entire length of my trip. I'm not sure if the mic is picking it up, but you know, I can hear the sound of my exhaust, which is stopped by the way, but I think it still has a nice sound. Surprising. Going to the TPE SLE right there. I wonder if this is your definition of a Sunday driver, dude. Wow, that's a nice shot of a plane landing there. Interesting. I think I should keep left. I made a mistake once going the wrong direction. Ended up going towards Tuas. That was a pain. Here you go, the exit to the TPE SLE. If I go on straight, I'll end up somewhere else. No, I actually am supposed to go straight. If I want to go to the east coast and to the Changi village I was telling you about, that's the exit I want to take. Man, it's probably the age thing, you know, so I have to pay attention a little bit. Okay, we should be
on the TPE now. Yep. There's the sign Changi Village. That's the place. That's another good place to go to. Bikers always hang out there. I know we used to hang out there with a bunch of guys. Great places to eat. I wouldn't suggest going drinking at the bars there. You want to, again, don't drink and drive. Trust me, the happiness I feel about being on this bike cannot compare. For 2 years I was stymied and I couldn't even ride long distances. I mean, I had the CB400X. I did for once in a while go to KL, and I even took it to Phuket. But I tell you, seriously, it's not a good idea because you're straining the bike. Yeah, everybody says even a 125 can go, but can you imagine the amount of strain? I was pushing it a little bit, and I know I stretched the chain and blah blah blah. It just wasn't very good in the long run, you know. So I was so happy to get back on the Harley, which is the bike I've always wanted. I mean, I know people will say that, yeah, you know, get an adventure bike, get a sports bike. Okay, I haven't done adventure bikes, but I have done sports bikes and I've done scramblers through my life. I had a KDX, a KTM for scramblers. Sports bikes, I had, my first one was the Ninja 750 in the 80s. Don't know if you all remember that. And then after that, I had the CB400 RR. No, sorry, the CB600 RR. And then I had the Hayabusa, which is a monster of a bike. But that's about it. You know, I just didn't feel like riding those types of bikes anymore. I was just, after I had my first Harley, which is the A3R, I just fell in love with the cruiser. Always loved the cruiser. Just like the word means, right? Cruiser. To cruise. Just take it easy like this, you know. Take it easy. Relax. Enjoy the ride. It's not the destination, it's the ride. You know, with good friends. That's the most important thing. I got a few rides lined up. Of course, the Phuket Bike Week for sure. Got to experience that on a Harley. I've done it before anyway, but I just want to go there again. Nice place. And of course, the Bike Week's exciting. You know, on Patong Beach, they have this whole stretch. They have this whole stretch of bikes on the bike show and the tents and all the bikes and everything. And the custom bikes especially, because it's a big custom bike culture there, right? So in Thailand, they're really big in custom bikes. They're very big in choppers, and the custom bike culture was really good. We stayed in the hotel called Nicky's Handlebar, and they too put up a custom bike. They at the hotel it's a chopper themed hotel, primarily Harley, and of course they also have a workshop which does big bikes and of course primarily Harleys, which is something good, right? It's a place that we will normally hang out as well. As you all know, it's called Handlebar. It's at Gilman Barracks again. They moved from Gilman Barracks to Admiralty, and then they moved it back to Gilman Barracks. And I believe they have an affiliation with Nicky's Handlebar in Thailand, in Phuket. Great bunch of people, I tell you. Okay. Yeah, you know, the worst, just like in all highways, is one particular spot for no reason there will always be a slowdown of traffic no matter what, right? On the CTE, it's Ang Mo Kio Avenue 3, 5, and on the TPE, it's Punggol on the way back. I just don't understand. You know, no reason for people to slow down. If everybody kept to their speed, you know, well, it just happens. So as you can see, there's a lot of traffic suddenly just before Punggol, and then if you can see further up, it starts to lighten up. You know, the guy in front of me suddenly speeding up. And okay, and we're back again. Cool. What I'll do is exit off Seletar West Link again, which takes me behind. There is another way to Yishun, which would mean that I will have to go by Lentor, which is go straight after the end of this highway and then exit again to Lentor. But it's always been traditionally heavy traffic. And again, I don't know why there's so much traffic here. Jalan Kayu, good place to go to if you want grapefruit. Surprising, traffic notice there. Traffic camera, police. Yeah. So that's the bridge that you'll be looking at. Yeah. So Jalan Kayu, great place to be. It used to be just famous for prata and the Indian Muslim food, but now they got a lot of grills and they got a lot of Western food and they've got a lot of I don't know, other types of food that you can choose from. So Seletar West Link to Yishun Avenue 1. Oh, nice. Yeah, of course, one other thing I like about this bike is the suspension. I know a lot of people are saying that in general, Harley stock suspension really is no good. But I think if you're a single rider and even if you don't load up too much, even if you load up with a lot of luggage, I don't see it will be an issue. Sorry, I have to navigate this really tight turn and I have to worry about this truck a little bit. Yeah. So as I was saying, the suspension of this guy is really very good. I've done the preload to be able to do 2 up plus luggage. I'm not sure what the setting is, but really don't feel the bumps. You know, later on, I mean, I'll be coming to strips, right? Towards the exit, I just hit a manhole. Didn't really feel it. I mean, it was there. I get a little bump, but you know, on my 400X and other bikes, I will bounce a little bit, you know, but it's pretty good. But again, if I want more comfort, I'll probably change it out to the progressives or the emulsion shocks that they have. I think that's what it's called. See if I can put the actual description up for the shocks. But again, I know I haven't been going for a lot of aftermarket parts. Not aftermarket parts, but other brands of aftermarket parts. I've stuck with Harley because they're okay, right? Right? If they didn't suit my preferences and there was something better, yeah, maybe I'll go for it. Right? For exhaust, for instance, I can't go for the Screaming Eagles because it's not approved by LTA. So, if I want to change the exhaust note, then best that the only other one that I can do is the Remus, but it was LTA approved, and Harley Singapore can help out with the inspection and fitting and everything else. So I think that's cool. Okay, earlier when we were going up, I didn't pay attention to it, but now coming back, as you can see, this is the Seletar Reservoir. Right, beautiful scene. Look at that scenery. That's the golf club, the Orchid Country Club, just over there. And nice. And this is what I'm talking about, right? On any other bike, I would be really feeling it. Yeah, I kind of know that you're gonna do that. Okay, so I'm almost home. What do I think about my bike? It's comfortable, it fits me. Fuel capacity 17.5, perfect for long distance. 1690 cc's, enough power to go. Would I get another Harley? I don't know, maybe, right? You know, human beings are never satisfied with what they have. We're always looking for bigger, better, I don't know, something different. My dream bike is the Road King. Touring bike's the best. You got luggage, you got everything else, and you know, putting on stuff does not distract from the looks of things. So I don't know, but for the moment, the Diner Street Bob. And by the way, this is the last of the Diners. They don't produce the Diners anymore. It's all Softails now, even though they still call them Diners. I don't know. Well, why not? If I have the opportunity to try, I would. The new Softails. And then probably get a good impression. What I would love to do though is test ride the Road King. I think it's probably the only bike in that I think, for me anyway, that's my opinion, that you could ride in Singapore roads and not be bothered too much by it, by traffic. I think the street lights and the what have you, I know people still can do it, but I'll be hard pressed. Plus I'm getting older, so it will mean that weight is an issue as well. I mean, this guy is pretty heavy. Again, I can't remember what the weight is. I'll probably put the weight in and in the description. And right on back home. I'm waiting for this to read because I have season parking here, I think. I know, yes, thank you. So that's it for today. I do hope you did enjoy this video. Please do subscribe. I will put in my introductory video what this whole channel is all about. And please do like and comment and let me know. What do you think of this video? Thank you guys. Peace out.